Hello, my name is Kevin with Smodin.io, and I'm going to demonstrate how to use the AI Grader. So if you go into your AI Grader dashboard and you haven't actually used the tool yet, you will see this How to Get Started section. It tells you quickly how to get started and begin getting some grades. So we're going to start with the AI Grader. So in the first section, you have settings. This settings area has a grading quality, and this is probably the most notable section that you need to pay attention to when it comes to the settings. If you're looking for human quality grades, human level feedback, and you're looking to give grades to students, for example, or you're a student looking to get grades that your teacher would be providing you, you have to use the advanced AI settings. For anything else, such as testing, for not the most consistent feedback, but still human level insight, you can use standard AI. Language, you can leave automatic, or you can go and choose the language of your choice. The text type, we're going to leave it as essay. And then education level, we're going to stick with college. So we're going to move on to the next section, which you can click in the tabs, or you can actually hit the next button if you'd like. So the evaluation criteria is determining what you're actually going to get the grade on. So there's a variety of different things that Smodin has actually pre-made that you can select from, or you can add your custom ones. So if you're looking to get insight from some pre-made ones that we know have consistency and accuracy across a lot of our human level assignments that we've thoroughly reviewed, you can use these pre-made ones for easy usage. So if I wanted to add a couple of these to get some insight on analytical feedback, organization, and originality, I could save them and get a grade based on these. We're actually going to use a rubric though. So I'm going to add a rubric. I don't have any rubrics here, so I'm going to create a new one. So a rubric is a collection of criteria. And for me, I'm thinking as if I'm, currently a teacher that has a specific rubric that I'd like to add, and let's call it my sample rubric, and it is just my sample criteria as the description. It's a poor description, but that's okay. So when you're uploading a rubric, you should actually be using cell-based rubric sheet. That means at the top, it actually has the list of scores, and on the left column, it actually has the list of criteria, and then the description for each of those criteria inside are, as you would expect in a spreadsheet. So now we parsed the actual rubric, and we have a list of individual criteria that we're going to have. So we're going to grade it based on ideas and content, organization, voice and tone. Now this one was broken, so I'm going to actually fix it. The word had overlapped a little bit. So I'm going to remove the from here. And I'm going to come down here and put the where it was supposed to be. You can also add, if you'd like, a description of that individual criteria. And this looks good. I'm going to hit Save Rubric. And so now I have a list of different things that I'm actually going to be grading my assignment on. Now I'm going to move next to Submission. And for the submission, I'm going to click and upload an existing file. The name here comes from the file name. You can typically use the student identifier if you have one, or call it whatever you'd like. So for instance, student ID 12345 as an example. You could use the student name if you want, but if you want to keep it more anonymous, we recommend just using the ID. The actual file that you're uploading, so just some insight here, is this file is formatted in such a way that has the title as the first line, and then 2 new lines, and then the actual input. So we basically look for a single line title at the top, and then the rest of it we assume to be the input when you're parsing an essay. And then we're just going to click Get Grade. When you get the grade, it's going to actually take a while, especially if you have a lot of different evaluation criteria to consider. The grade takes longer the more evaluation criteria you have. You can actually upload more assignments if you'd like and do it in bulk. We're going to go over that in a different video. But it essentially works the exact same. When you grade things in bulk, it will take a little bit of time. And the reason being is because we don't want to overload our servers, so we do it one at a time. And it typically takes about 2 to 3 minutes per graded assignment when you're on the advanced setting. If you are on the non-advanced setting, so just standard AI, it can go much, much faster. But we do not recommend the standard AI when it comes to final grades for students, or if you're a student or a user getting a final highest quality grade, you should not use the standard AI. Okay, so now we get the result of the final grade. Actually, for all of these things, the essay that we gave, we expected a score between 6 and 7, and all of them were identified as 6s. So when it comes to the custom criteria, there is a little bit of variation when you actually create the custom criteria. So if you find it to be too harsh or too lenient, you can actually change that setting if you go to the rubrics and criterias page and go and edit them. For now, I think these are pretty much accurate for what we were looking for, but let's go into some of the details. So this is the actual assignment that was submitted, and this is some of the rationale. The essay presents an opinion on rural and urban living, but the opinion is somewhat unclear and contradictory. 2 reasons are provided in support of the opinion, but they lack detail and depth. And these are actually some of the feedbacks that I would expect based on this specific assignment. So this is one that we expected to have a lot of feedback on because it wasn't really the best quality assignment. And we did choose college level quality. Anyways, you have organization, tone, word choice, sentence fluency. For each of these, we're actually expecting to see a little bit of rationale on why you got the score that you got, and then some suggestions on actually how to improve it. So if you were to improve some of these things and then resubmit the grade, you would see an improved grade as you would expect. And keep in mind that our UI is constantly updating. The features that we provide are constantly updating. And so right now we're looking at a single piece where you can't actually edit much of the individual rationale and content, but that editing ability will be coming out soon.